Guys, I hope you're all good out there. This week I actually thought I'd do an updated foundation routine. I've changed so much about my foundation routine, and I thought it wouldn't be fair for me to just, be keeping all of this new information to myself. So I thought I'd just do a new routine for you guys. So there I was, just moisturizing my lips as always, and I thought as well I'd be cheeky and put a little eyebrow tutorial in there as well. So this is basically how I would do my eyebrows on a normal day. Well, not a normal day, when I really want to go out and look fleeky. So I start off with really light strokes. I don't know if you guys remember my eyebrows before. They were really thick and blocky and just very aggressive, but now I just really focus on trying to get my eyebrows to look very soft and very and dainty. So I just basically use really light strokes, and I don't really scribble my eyebrows in anymore. And yeah, I mean, with my concealer I also use a lighter coloured concealer at the bottom of my eyebrows, but not too light, just maybe by like a shade lighter, and a skin coloured concealer for the top of my eyebrows. I don't bring that in from the beginning, but I start it rather off in the middle. I'll show you because it probably doesn't make too much sense right now. Here's what I was talking about. I basically start my concealer at the top in the middle of my eyebrow rather than right at the beginning. This just makes sure as well that my eyebrows aren't square at the beginning, so it's like an extra check just to make sure they aren't square and they look a bit more natural. Because my eyebrows before, they didn't look so natural, they just looked very in your face, so I thought I'd just change it a bit. Oh, how rude of me. The concealers I was using was the dark cocoa for my actual skin tone and toast for the bottom of my eyebrows. I will actually put everything I use in the description box so you guys could go check them out as well. Now onto my actual face. So I start by actually priming my face with the Kiko matte base primer, and it's a love-hate relationship with this primer. I hate it, but I love it. Like I hated it with the other foundation I was using because I've changed my foundation now. Before I was using the MAC Matchmasters foundation, and it just made the foundation look so weird, but with the new foundation I'm using, it just like works properly. So yeah, I kind of like it. Well, right now I'm kind of liking it. It kind of just stops me from getting oily, and I would say that this is a good dupe for the milk of magnesium, because I know they say it's not good for your face, but this basically does what the milk of magnesium does, but it just makes your face a bit more taut and a bit more dry. So I will use that in my oily areas. In my not so oily areas, I will basically stick to my old primer, which is the Gouache Revolution Velvet Touch. So I've done my eyelashes and my eyelashes. I've done my eyeshadow and my eyelashes here. And now I'm using LA Pro Girl concealers, the orange corrector, and I basically just use this in the dark areas of my face just to kind of mute out that blackness, that really darkness when I put my foundation and concealer on top. I'm just gonna blend that all out. I don't really blend it out properly, I can't even lie to you. It's just so lazy sometimes, so I just kind of let it chill in its area. So I blend it a bit, but not so much. is my new foundation. This is the Lancome Teint Ultra Idol 24-hour matte foundation, and I love it so much. Girls, if you're using MAC foundation, I think you should just stop right now. This foundation is actually the bomb. So MAC, yeah, let me not even lie to you, it makes me look orange, but this foundation actually makes me look brown, and I just love the way it sits on my skin. And it's a matte foundation, which is something I've always wanted in a foundation. I just love it so much, and it's light but it's buildable. This foundation is everything, and I got mine from Fennec, and it was, I think, like 30 quid, but it's worth it. I mean, if the MAC is £27 or so for their foundation, I don't mind spending an extra 3 quid for a foundation that actually makes me look brown. So then now I'm just going to use my concealer in Toast just to basically brighten up my face just a bit and as a base before I put my proper highlighted concealer on top. And I'm going to add this just underneath my eyes, my cupid's bow, and just underneath my contour lines and my chin as well, and my forehead as well. Then obviously I'm just going to go ahead and blend it out. I really like to focus on this area of my face when I'm blending out, because if you don't blend it out, sometimes it just looks so obvious and it looks so weird. So I really try and spend my time and spend all my strength on this bit of my face. Going to go in and overlay some of that concealer with another concealer called Toffee. Before I used to use Cool Tan, but it makes me look too white and too ashy, so I thought I'd revise my decision and use something a bit more warmer, which is Toffee, and it's just a nice kind of bright. I feel like Fawn is still a bit too light for me. I am not trying to go too light, so this is literally just the right shade for me in terms of highlighting. Thing I like to do as well is I like to actually bring my concealer quite close into my nose, so it kind of already starts setting that standard for the contour as well. I don't know if you can see, but I brought my concealer literally to the edges of my nostrils, so it looks like my nose is actually a lot thinner even without starting to contour it. So yeah, that's a little trick that I've been doing a bit recently. Contour, I'm actually going to use a random LA Colors foundation that I think I got for like 2 quid from Stratford, and I'm going to use that to contour. It's like a couple of shades a bit darker than my skin, and I'm going to use an angled foundation brush, and I'm going to literally just tap that into the, you know, hollows of my cheek. And yeah, I'm gonna brush it a bit inwards towards where my highlight is, so it's more sharper at the bottom and more faded towards the top, and then I'm just gonna blend that out upwards with my beauty blender. I take the same brush and I basically put that into my nose where the little etchings have already been made for me, and I literally sweep that along the bottom of my nose as well to kind of create that little button. Changed this part of my foundation routine. I basically just set my face with my bend down powder. I do want to try the Sasha buttercup powder though, but I just haven't got around to doing it yet. Yeah, I've been hearing some great reviews about it, but for now I'm still sticking with my bend down powder in the color Topaz, because you know that's still serving me a good purpose. And I basically put this in all my highlighted areas, so underneath my eye, underneath my contour line, my forehead, my nose, and I even put it literally just above my lip everywhere, because I get quite oily in that area and it is not cute. awkward moment when your camera is out of focus, but I basically use the CoverGirl Ebony bronzer, and I basically use that to set all my contoured areas, and it's a nice kind of brown. It's not like a muddy brown, but it's like a reddy brown, but it's just nice. It's nice to actually set my contour with. And I basically use my mineralized skin finish in Dark Deep, and I just basically use that to go over my whole face, just to blend in my contoured bits with my highlighted bits as well. Once again, the finishing touches, I do like to put a little bit of eyeliner underneath my eyes and a bit of mascara as well. I'm actually going to highlight a bit more with the Sleek's highlighting powder in the dark palette, and I basically do my cupid's bow, the tip of my nose, and the top of my cheeks. And who's really going to say no to a good blush? This is the blush I always use, which is the Sleek Sugars blush. It comes in like a trio palette. Basically use that because it's got a nice little shimmer to it, which actually contributes to my highlight. And I'm actually going to use Barry M's number 7 lip pencil just to line my lips, and then I'm going to go in with Ruby Woo. Going to clean my lips up a bit with some concealer, and that's actually it, guys. I hope that this was a lot more helpful than my old foundation routine, because obviously now I've updated it and I'm using new things on my face. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up. If you did, subscribe. If you did, share this with your mates. And yeah, tune in next week for my new video then. Bye guys.